The Deathmatch AI Kit is an asset that includes a set of behavior trees and behavior tree tasks designed to eliminate enemy targets. While the Deathmatch AI Kit includes a demo scene with a deathmatch gameplay setup, more people will use the Deathmatch AI Kit to act as their enemy AI. The Deathmatch AI Kit is an add-on asset that requires Behavior Designer, the Behavior Designer Movement Pack, and either the Ultimate Character Controller, UFPS, or the third-person controller. After those assets have been imported, make sure you also import the Ultimate Character Controller integration for Behavior Designer, which can be found on our website. In this video, I'm going to show how to set up a new scene with two different methods. The first method will be your standard deathmatch setup with things such as a scoreboard and teammates. The second method will be the more popular method where you just want to use the comprehensive behavior tree for your enemy AI logic instead of the deathmatch game mode. With that said, let's get started. I've created a new project that just has the required assets imported. I am using the Ultimate Character Controller, but the steps are going to be the same if you're using UFPS or the third-person controller. I've created an empty scene that just has a directional light and a plane. It's in this scene that I'm going to add the deathmatch gameplay to. To get started, I'm going to the Tools, Opsive, Deathmatch AI Kit, Setup Manager menu option, and I'm going to click the Setup Project menu option. This Setup Project button, it will add the layers and inputs necessary for a deathmatch gameplay. If you're just going to be using the Deathmatch AI Kit for your enemy AI logic, you do not need to click this Setup Project button, but you do if you want to, for example, see the demo scene working properly. So because it modifies the layers and the inputs, I do recommend doing this in a fresh project that does not conflict with your existing project at all, just so that you can kind of see what it's doing and kind of see it working properly. So let's go ahead and click Setup Project. And now we are going to click Setup Scene. Setup Scene will add three different components to it. It will add, or three different game objects to it. The game object, which has a lot of your singletons from the Ultimate Character Controller. And then it will also set up this startup component, which uses a Deathmatch Manager prefab. This prefab specifies kind of the settings for the deathmatch game, such as the number of players, whether or not you want the camera to be in observer mode, and whatnot, stuff like that. And then there are these waypoints, which specify where the agents should move to. So after I've done that, I can actually hit play, and we should see a lot of chaos right away. So yeah, we're hitting play, and we got a deathmatch game working right away. If I go to the Deathmatch AI Kit, that prefab that was set up, which is under the Deathmatch AI Kit demo prefabs folder, and then go to game, you can see that there's deathmatch game. Under observer mode, the difference from when it's imported versus like a fresh import, normally observer mode is deselected, and when that is deselected, it will spawn a character instead of doing this observer camera. So yeah, there's my character. So we have a deathmatch game created just like that. The waypoints, let's go ahead and take a look at this. And I'm gonna actually hit stop real quick. And I'm gonna put it back in observer mode just so that we can kind of see it from the top. All right, now I'll hit play. And let's take a look and see what it's actually doing. So I'll hit pause, and you can see that we have our observer camera spawned, which is this camera in the view, and then we have 8 different players or agents spawned as well. These agents have their own behavior tree set up, and they're using the solo behavior tree in this example. And the reason why they're doing that solo behavior tree, except instead of a game behavior tree or a team behavior tree, is if I go to this deathmatch game prefab under the deathmatch manager, you can see we have team game deselected. So now if we click on one of those, we can see that the behavior tree is active and it's running. And in this case, this character is He's trying to evade a grenade right now. If we look at another character, let's try to find one. I guess they're all the enemies are so close to each other. They're just going to be nonstop attacking. So here's the attack branch. But what I was wanting to show is that this very least priority node right here, this search for target, you can see that it has a waypoints array, and that waypoints array is populated with the 3 different waypoints. That was added to the scene, and you can see the 3 different waypoints right here. The special thing about this is this object identifier of 45894. This is just some random integer value, but that 45894 value is set under the Deathmatch manager, the waypoint parent ID. This is the same number, and so that's how these waypoints get populated to the behavior tree. So yeah. So now we have created a very basic deathmatch game. Let's go to kind of the main part of this video of setting up a new character with the Deathmatch AI Kit, since I imagine that that's what most people will want to do. And to do that, we are going to go to this other scene that I've created called Player Scene. And I'm not going to save that. Let's take a quick look at the setup of this scene, and it's really nothing too exciting right now. We have the Atlas character, which is the prefab included with the Ultimate Character Controller. We have the game object, and we have the camera setup. So if I hit play, you'll see that nothing really too exciting happens. The character will have an assault rifle. We can equip that assault rifle, and we can fire. So yeah, really basic setup. Let's go ahead and add an AI agent to it using the Deathmatch AI Kit. And in order to do that, I want to drag in a new character model. I'm going to call this character model Agent Atlas. And for Agent Atlas, we are going to open up the character manager. And this screen should be very familiar to you, so I'm not really going to go through it, but I am going to make a note saying that we want to enable AI agent and we want to enable NavMesh agent. The item collection should be set to the same item collection as Atlas is using, and I'm pretty confident that's demo item collection, but let me just verify. So yeah, demo item collection, so that looks good. Let me go ahead and hit build character, and now we have an AI agent right here. If I go ahead and hit play, this AI agent is just going to stand there. It has no logic associated with it, so that's what we're going to want to add next. And so yeah, there's the AI agent. Now, at least it works. The first thing that we want to do, actually, let's go ahead and add a weapon to this character so that he can fire on me. And in order to do that, I'm going to go to the inventory component and add a new default loadout for the assault rifle, and then also the assault rifle bullet. And so I'll add those. Now if I hit play, we should see that the character equips with the assault rifle, but the assault rifle is going to be in the wrong position. So yeah, look right here, you can see the assault rifle is not in the right position, and the reason for that is if we click on that, you can see the third person assault rifle has a 0 position. But if we compare that with Atlas, let's go to the assault rifle. You can see that there's this, actually let me go and equip the assault rifle. And equip the assault rifle, and now I go back to the assault rifle, and I can find that through the visible object on the third person character, so it's right there. Now you can see that right here we have an assault rifle parent, and so that parent does not exist for Agent Atlas. So we will go ahead and just duplicate that parent, and we'll bring it over to Agent Atlas. And then the position changed, so I need to copy that local position. Copy position, and I go back to the parent, and now I'll paste that. The reason why this works is because of this object identifier ID. This unique ID is set on the assault rifle, so the assault rifle will know to look for that ID. So when the assault rifle spawns, it will now spawn with that as its parent. So yeah, that looks a lot better. Now if I go over to the agent, you'll see that it doesn't do anything. And the reason for that is because there's actually a couple of different reasons, but one of the reasons why is because there is no AI logic set up for that agent yet. So let's go ahead and add some AI, and we can do that through the Deathmatch AI Kit agent manager. I'll drag in the agent, and we do not want this agent to be on a team, so I'm just going to hit build. And after it built, we can see that we have this deathmatch agent, and then we also have a behavior tree component added. And what we want to do now is let's go ahead and add the assault rifle to this available weapons list that is used by the deathmatch agent. And this just kind of specifies the properties for the assault rifle. So I want the minimum use to be 1 unit, the maximum use will have it be pretty far, so 100 units. So now if I go ahead and hit play, we should see that the agent actually plays the behavior tree now. And we'll go ahead and drag in behavior designer at the window, and you can see that the behavior tree is active and the lowest priority node right now is active, which is just searching for target. Now you'll notice that the agent actually isn't searching at all, and that's because there's no waypoint set up. So we will get to that in a moment, but let me just go ahead and walk in front of the agent and see if he starts attacking me. And he doesn't. The reason for that is because this agent, if we look at this character layer manager, the enemy layers is only set to the enemy layer, and it's not set to the character layer. Atlas is set to the character layer if we look at its collider. So there's the layer. So now if I walk in front of the character, or in front of the agent, we should see that the agent starts to attack me. So yeah, that looks good. He killed me pretty quickly. So that we have a working AI agent now at least. And let's go ahead and set up some waypoints just because we want the character to actually move, and so you can kind of see that working. So let me go ahead and quickly create a few empty game objects to act as waypoints. And I'll position it. Let's see, we'll move this one over here. And then put a third waypoint over here. Now if we go back to the behavior tree, we can see that there's a waypoints array right here, and we'll specify the 3 different waypoints. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now if I hit play, we should see that the agent does move. And as soon as I become within sight of the agent, he should start attacking me. So yeah, so there we go. And the agent just continues about his business. So that's working well. You'll notice that we are getting 2 messages in the console. The first message indicates that the assault rifle cannot find the first person base objects, and this relates to Agent Atlas, and there are no first person base objects, so that's the reason why I can't find it. This agent was not set up with a first person perspective, but because we're using the assault rifle prefab that has a first person perspective set up, that's why you're getting this warning. It's a completely harmless warning in this case. The first person perspective for the assault rifle will just disable on Agent Atlas, so that's no problem at all. The second one we will fix, and it says that it's unable to find a spawn point with grouping index -1. The reason for that is because Atlas is set up for the demo scene in the Ultimate Character Controller, and in that scene we use spawn points, but we don't have any spawn points set up here. So I'm just going to go to the Atlas character, and I'm going to find the character respawner and change this to respawn at the start location. So now when I hit play and Agent Atlas kills me, I will respawn in my same location as I started. And so then we will no longer get that error. So let's let Agent Alice kill me, and now I'm going to respawn, and there we go. So that worked well. And actually, let me do one last thing. I'm going to hit play, and I'm going to open that behavior tree again because it's kind of fun watching the behavior tree as it's actually working. So let's go ahead and hit play, and you'll see at the very start the lowest priority task will be playing, which is searching for a target, and so it will be on the far right. And then when the target is found, this branch right here will light up. This is the attack branch. And let me go ahead and hit pause. Oh, I didn't catch it in time, so I'm going to do it one more time. But when the attack branch lights up, there's a whole lot of activity going on, so I just wanted to quickly highlight that. And we'll get me start to be attacked. And you can see that there's a lot of logic going on. It's first determining if the target is in sight, it's determining the correct weapon, it's determining if the agent should go into cover, and then it's also having the agent move to try to avoid getting hit. Then it's determining the correct weapon again. This is a separate branch, so this is only run once. This first determined weapon is only run once. The second one gets repeated, and then this is where the character or the agent actually does the attack. So this is a really comprehensive behavior tree for enemy AI logic, and yeah, it can be used as a deathmatch game, but probably more likely just as your general enemy AI.